Hey, what's up, folks? I'm back. It's Life Unscripted for you. So, now we're talking about some health things and some health items. The main thing I'm zeroing in on, like I told you guys, I'm going to use this four-letter word. I hate cancer. I hate it. So, I'm putting that out there in the atmosphere. And guess what? I'm following up with some information for y'all. So, we talked about some of the things that we got to watch out for when it comes to cancer. And we talked about the preservatives. That's the main thing I think, for what I've seen, is the preservatives. And one thing, there's a couple of items. Our lunch meat. And I'm looking at my notes here. The lunch meat, the sausages, the hot dogs. All those are considered high causes of cancer for a lot of different reasons, but mainly the preservatives that's in these items. Also, the majority of cereals also have a high level of preservatives. So these preservatives are, see if I can pronounce these, nitrates and not nitrites. Okay, those items enhance color in food. Also, those items together prevent spoilage with food. So then here you get the preservatives to preserve the foods, all that shelf life and stuff. What happens is those items come together and metabolize in our bodies. Okay, and when those things come together and metabolite in our bodies, it causes nitrosamines, okay, which are really known high carcinogens. So those foods we got. I told you guys last video that I want to thank you guys for subscribing to all those new subscribers since my last video. Thank you guys. I want to thank you also for the comments. I definitely get back to you guys with the comments. I know someone that commented from out in St. Louis was really interesting because they were talking about the water and they were talking about water bottles. I eat water and water. I drink water in water bottles all the time, and they were explaining that water sits in those water bottles and absorbs the plastic. Like, what can you do, right? What can you do? I'm trying to drink water to stay hydrated. Because hydration, we're going to talk a little bit in a few minutes about that too. Hydration is important. So I appreciate those comments and information because this channel, as I mentioned many times before, is all about being better, getting better as a people, all around, spiritually, okay, mentally, and also health wise. And the way we live our life is a part of that. So I welcome all comments that you guys may have and share. So I appreciate that. And if you appreciate these videos, this information, like, share, and definitely subscribe so you get a ping every time we put together some information for you guys. So another part about this is the colorectal cancer. So that colorectal cancer has been really rapid in our community, and it comes from the consumption of the processed meats. Also, the red meat. So red meat is known to take multiple days to process in our body. So the longer it sits in our body, the worse it is, the more time that our body have to absorb those items. So due to these brief little factors that we talked about, is advised by the World Health Organization that we limit the intake of processed lunch meat, okay, and opt for more healthy alternatives such as fresh lean meat. So therefore, those quick little packages that you get from the grocery store, that's in the little refrigerator section. Well, you might want to think about bypassing that and going straight to the deli, because when you go to the deli, you'll notice when you look on those outside packaging meat, it says no preservatives, no coloring added. Right? So you want to look for those. All of them don't say that now. Okay? So look for the ones that say that, and you take one step close, because it's all about just taking steps and applying those steps. one at a time to reach a certain place. So, as I mentioned last video, I don't buy those meats anymore. Well, be honest, I might buy here and there, very, very far between, but I go to the deli. I go to the deli and have them slice that meat. The ones that say, no preservatives, no color added. Okay. Now, if you're working and doing those things, great. But there's something that goes along with that. The worst thing, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, I'm not talking about what the World Health Organization is, WHO has said. This is my opinion. We suffer in two ways in this country, and that is dehydration and constipation. Okay? We eating these foods, greasy foods, not eating enough vegetables, but we eating these foods. We eating these steak and cheese, we going to the curry house, we going to eating fast foods, and it's sitting in our bodies sometimes for 3, 4, 5 days. I talk to people and they say, well, I have a bowel movement once a week. There's no way you ought to have a bowel movement once a week. According to health professionals, you should have a bowel movement at least 3 times a week. At least 3 times a week. Okay? There's no shape, form, or fashion that you should be having a bowel movement once a week. Okay? 3 times a week. Now, that's depending on what you're eating and how your diet is. So, the diet that I just expressed and I explained, that is high in fats. If you're eating, so this is what it says. If you're eating 3 to 4 meals a day, most of us, I think, do that some kind of way. 3 to 4 meals a day. Most of us, not all of us. I don't eat 3 meals a day all the time. I'll tell you that. A healthy bowel movement pattern is once a day. Once a day to multiple times a day. In other words, 2 to 3 or more times a day. So if you're one of those who are eating, it doesn't matter what you're eating. If you go to McDonald's for lunch, if you wake up in the morning, you wake up in the morning, you go to Starbucks or somewhere else, you get a sandwich, you eat something, you eat a dinner when you come home, you've been eating during the day. You should have a bowel movement the next day at least, right? So if you're doing that every day and that's your eating habits, you should be having a bowel movement every day. So think about it. If you're not doing that, that food that you've eaten, and it's not even a healthy food, is sitting in our bodies. And our bodies are absorbing all those, what we mentioned before, all those preservatives and fats sitting there in our bodies. Okay? Depending on the fiber intake as well. So fiber, hydration, right? Your metabolism, so everybody's metabolism is different. And the overall health of your gut. So how many vegetables are you eating? All those things, right? Some people have bowel movements after every meal, okay? Especially if they eat a fiber-rich diet, okay? Again, while other ones may just do once a day. But you want to have once every day without issues. So if you're listening to this and you say, well, I'm one that I eat pretty often every day. Look at what you're eating, right? And because if you say that I'm only doing a bowel movement twice a week and you're eating often throughout the day, look at what you're eating. Because what you're eating may be causing a problem with your gut. The second thing is you may be dehydrated. So hydration is one of the key factors to your healthy digestive system. Okay, so if you dehydrated, it doesn't matter what you're eating, you will become constipated because your digestive tract depends on hydration to break down the foods. Think about it like this. Your car, you ain't gonna run your car too long with no oil in it. Those pistons, right? They need to be lubed. I'm not a mechanic, okay? I don't even really go up under my hood unless I absolutely have to. And I really don't really know what I might be looking at. However, I do know some simple things. And those are simple things that you're not going to run that car too long with no oil. What's going to happen? It's going to do what? Lock up. Okay? Engine will lock up because there's no oil in the car. So think of that water like oil in the engine of a car. Okay, so if you're dehydrated, how do you know if you're dehydrated? Well, if you get to a place where your lips dry, your mouth is really like cotton mouth, you way beyond dehydration. And a lot of times you could grab 4, 5, 6 bottles of water. That's not going to do it for you. You need to actually get those electrolytes and minerals into your body to hydrate yourself. So the point is to stay hydrated regularly so you don't get to that point. Okay? Do you know that it's said that we can survive multiple days with no food? We have done that, right? How many of you guys have fasted for a week? You fasted 4 or 5 days without eating anything, right? And you were overall pretty fine. You might have a little bit low energy or anything like that, but you're pretty fine. Go 4 days without drinking anything, and then eat a meal and see what happens. Okay, your gut will tell you that there's a problem because it will not be breaking down those food. It will be painful for you. Not only will it be painful when you do decide to have that bowel movement, it will be extremely painful because it has not been able to break down. Your intestines have not been able to break down that food. So that's why I say dehydration and constipation. The longer it sits there, it's absorbing all the things that it should not absorb. It's reported, I think it's John Wayne, when he passed. I have to look that up. I'm just thinking about it. I remember something like this, though. But it's reported that he had 40 pounds of leftover beef in his body that didn't digest. That is horrible. That's horrible. Now, y'all listen to this video and y'all watch me right now. If you're still watching me, you're probably thinking, well, you must be a vegan. You must be someone who just eat vegetables. You must be a person that's against eating meat. I'm really not. At some point, I kind of consider myself a carnivore a little bit. I mean, I love the steaks, not so much the chicken, but I love the steaks. And I love the, meats like goat and lamb. I really do. I'm getting away from beef. I'm trying to do maybe a steak once a month. And I don't do burgers and stuff already anyway. My primary favorite food is fish. But we have to start somewhere. And that's my whole point. Start somewhere. We have to do better, be better. And we can't say that we don't know now because information is everywhere. It's at our fingertips. So, again, I preface this saying, I hate cancer. Okay? I hate cancer. We talked about the first video, how it comes about on us. Okay, and there's different ways that it can. But we're talking about one way right now, and that is what we're eating, what we're putting into our body. We have to start somewhere. Do one thing a month, or even just one, two things a year, but be consistent at it. And I truly believe it'll pay off. But we got to start doing something. So this has been Life Unscripted for you. I hope you guys got something out of this video. You learned something. Hey, shoot us an email, lifeunscriptedforyou@outlook.com. Drop a comment on the video. We will get back to you. Again, I want to thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Until next time, peace.